All right, buddy. All right, so hello. I wanted to, let's see. I know Kimberly and I have done health bet stuff. I think Nikki has too. Have you done stuff about the health bet?
The what?
The health bet. Have you been able to get the word out there about it?
No.
You should do that. Because people are...
What is it?
They talked about it at Summit. It's where Beachbody put up $1 million, but they're willing to go up to $3 million to give out. It's all on the challenge tracker thing.
Anybody, I gotta add that challenge tracker thing.
Yeah. So I would publicize that because people are really liking the idea that they might get $10 back. Whatever.
Right.
Might be $100. I don't know.
Okay.
So I think
it doesn't matter. Something.
No, I think we should be pretty consistent about talking about that. Okay, so that, and then I wanted to see if you guys had listened to Monday's Wake Up Call. Yes?
Yeah, I listened to it actually just in the car a little while ago.
And Nikki, have you listened to it?
I haven't listened yet.
It's really, really good. It talks about
when I get off with you, I will.
Yeah, it's really good. I actually listened to it twice because I was driving the first time I listened to it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I have to write things down. This one's too good. So I took a whole bunch of notes, and maybe we could talk about what they talked about last week on there. And then, yeah, so I wanted to make sure that you guys listen to that. I don't frequently highlight them because I don't think they're all fine to listen to, like when you're driving back and forth, but some of them are really, really good. This was one of them. I think the content was amazing.
Okay.
So I highly recommend that. If you have the podcast, you can listen to it. You can skip through all the recognition stuff and then just listen to it. So,
that's why I like. Yeah, I hate listening it off my phone because I can't skip 10 to 15 minutes of the first part.
Yeah, so it's really, really good. And then, let's see, I wanted to the majority of what I wanted to talk about tonight, and I wish there were more people on, but that's okay. You two are lovely. Is that, hold on, some drama still going on. So I wanted to talk about personal development, and this coming from a person who sucks at it. So, but I wanted to talk about it a little bit because I think that it's super, super important, and I just want to talk about a couple of things that I've learned. Hey, oh, do you like it? Good night, gang. Love you. I know. I wanted to kind of just highlight some of the things that I've read recently and also some of the things that I've listened to recently, and maybe be able to talk about it with you guys and encourage you guys a little bit with some of the things that I've heard and some of the things that I think everybody should probably listen to at some point. But the first thing is that I've been reading The Slight Edge. Have y'all read that?
Yes. Twice.
No.
It's really, really good.
That's one of them. Yeah.
Really, really, really must-read kind of stuff, just for life in general, not even just Beachbody, but life in general. But the concept behind it is that, you know, you do these little things every day, and those little good things that you're doing every day are the slight edge. I mean, it's just little tiny things. And if you really do them every day, things change. And you hear other people talking about it. And not even in those terms. Like Shalene, you know, will talk about stuff in her podcast that she doesn't even call it the slight edge, but what she's talking about is the slight edge. And I think the concept is so important for life in general And it's funny because Chris was like, you have to read the Slight Edge. You have to read the Slight Edge. And I was so resistant to it. I don't know why. Mostly because I was resistant to personal development. But I finally picked it up because before Summit, actually, because everybody's like, you have to read the Slight Edge. I'm like, oh, fine. And now I get it. Like, it's a big deal. And the concepts in it are a big deal. So I think it's really, really important that we read that and start to implement some of those little slight edge things, little tiny things that you can do every day that are going to make drastic changes over time. And I don't care if it's in your business or not, but you can certainly apply it to your business, but it also applies to a lot of other things in life. And I'm trying to apply it in my business and outside of my business, and I think it's related to the compound effect, which I have also not read. So I'm getting there. I've been listening.
I've read that one.
Yeah, I need to get there. You're much better at this. And I was thinking about this on my way home from this meeting. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to talk about this. And I have another topic to cover, and then we can go because it's late. But I think that podcasts, I'm getting a lot out of podcasts, but just specific ones, not all of them. Okay.
You mean the live calls?
No, podcasts in general. So
Are you meaning the live?
Huh? What?
Is that like a YouTube or?
It's on your phone. So you download an app for podcasting. You don't have to have an iPhone because Kimberly has it and she doesn't have an iPhone, right? I don't know where she went.
Yeah, I use Podbean and can you guys hear me?
No, you use, what do you use?
Me?
Yeah, what do you use, Kimberly?
I use Podbean.
Podbean.
And Bean, P-A-N as in Nancy. And I can get like Shalene, the tribe one, and I can get her Shalene show, and I can also get platinum presenters or the Platinum Edge or whatever, and a few others. Not everything that I like, but enough to keep me busy.
Hey, do you mind Facebooking me a message of what you just said, those few names of those for the Android?
Well,
Can I do that again?
Can you Facebook message me those?
Well, I'll
send a picture of it tonight.
That's perfect. Yeah,
that's what I have.
It can be tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, or maybe tomorrow. Yeah, you know what? Guys, I can hardly hear you, and I am about to go over a pass. So if I lose you guys, just know that I'll listen to the replay. But I just wanted, if I drop out, I just wanted you to know why.
Okay.
So like once you download Podbean, you can then search within Podbean for the Build Your Tribe by Shalene, the Shalene Show. I like Entree Leadership, which is Dave Ramsey's thing. It's not him, but it's his people. And then the Platinum Edge, like Kimberly said, that's one I listen to too a lot. I listen to Shanti's, but sometimes they annoy me, and sometimes they're not appropriate for kids. Mine have to be appropriate. They have to not have cuss words in them and stuff like that, and not talk about gay sex, things like that. So I have trouble with that one. Because he addresses, like he did at Summit, some things where you're like, hey, hold on a second, I didn't know we were going there, So you kind of care with who's your audience is and when you're listening to it. But so I wanted to throw that out there because I think in a month like this where we're all trying to push really hard to get to a goal, that it's really important that we back up all those no's with personal development, because all those no's can really get in your head pretty quickly, and they can be pretty tough to take. So I think that we as a group need to make sure that we're encouraging each other to keep up with our personal development so that we don't end up going, oh gosh, I heard 55 no's this month and my heart's broken. And who cares? And I do want to talk about that another time. About no's and that sort, but we've talked about that before. The other thing I wanted to talk about was stuff that was on that National Wake Up Call but it's also been a lot in the Shalene stuff in the Build Your Tribe. And it's about social media and about the things that you need to do today to get noticed on social media, because just like it's always happened, they keep changing everything in the way that, like, a year and a half ago, it was all about pictures. If you put a picture up, people saw it. Now pictures don't necessarily get seen. And let me tell you something else. If you take a picture with bad lighting, it doesn't get seen. And it has nothing to do with you or your content. It has to do with the fact that it wasn't a good picture or it had bad lighting. And so your pictures that you're putting up on Facebook, when you put them up there, make them mean something. Make it a good picture with good lighting and that you can see your face or whatever you're trying to showcase. But, you know, that's important now. A year and a half ago, they didn't care. If you posted a picture, everybody saw it. And it's not like that anymore. And I know, like, I've posted a picture. I posted something great like a week ago before I went away, and it was like 30 people saw it or whatever. And I'm like, that was a good post, but the picture was dim. And then the next day I posted something that was like so stupid, but it was a bright picture with good lighting, 120 likes. And the content on the other one was so much better, but the picture was bad. So really, really think about the way you're taking your pictures and the lighting and what you choose to share, because I know that the three of us are so busy that when we take the time to put up a post, it's time, and time is so valuable. And if you're spending time crafting a post that you think is really great and you put a dimly lit picture in there, nobody's going to see it. And it's not that people won't like it or what you posted was not awesome, because I bet it was. And I bet the picture was cute too, but it doesn't get seen. And so if you're going to spend the time to write a cool post, make sure the picture is good.
Get a good picture.
Because they care now. They didn't used to. And you know, the thing is you can go, oh, that sucks. Like, oh, it sucks. I'm still going to post my dimly lit pictures and suck it, Facebook, you know? Or you can say, okay, fine, Facebook, I get it. I got to change and change. Just do it. Okay. Because we are.
How do they know that it's a bad picture or a dimly lit picture?
No, I don't know. There's an algorithm in there that picks it up. And I've heard it from a couple of different people that know a lot about Facebook that have said crappy pictures don't get, like, they pick, and it's an algorithm, but they pick and choose what gets seen by your people. You don't. So you might, and 2 years ago, everything you posted got seen by all your people. It's not like that anymore. So they're super.
See, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Well, it is, but you know what? You can either say it's wrong and you can go suck at Facebook, or you can say, you know what? It's wrong. I don't like it, but I know that my company is.
I'm gonna fix it.
Is media driven. Oh, that's funny. I just got a Facebook message from somebody. Hi, Kim. We don't know each other, but I love your posts on exercise, and I'm really interested in information about what you do. Anyway, Facebook, pictures. Okay? Because why? She didn't even know me.
So are you talking about on your like page, or are you talking about your personal page?
Your personal page. Your like page is a whole nother story, and we can talk about that another time, and I've done some research on it, which I'm sure you have too. But no, this is on your wall. And you know, even if you have a like page, your like page is to direct people to you, not to your like page. Your like page is a direct link to you.
Right.
And if you have not awesome stuff on your page with bad lighting, then it's not going to get seen. So it's a problem. So I really, really want you guys to think about that before you post, because why waste the time to write this killer post about how nutrition.
But how do you know how many people saw your?
I shouldn't say that. It's how many likes
on your personal page.
I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. It was. I'll tell you something else too that was interesting. A little experiment I accidentally did. but I don't know that. It was likes. It was like I got 32 likes on something that was a really good post that had really good information and was really good, and it wasn't Beachbody related at all. It was something about my kids, and usually it wasn't. No, it was about my dog, and oh my gosh, like sometimes when I post pictures of my dog, I get like 200 likes, and I got like 32, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I posted a picture the next day about, you know, farting or something, and I got 120 likes on it. And I'm like, really? You know, I mean, but it was the picture. It was the picture, and I know that's what it was. Here's something else that happened recently that I did, and y'all may have picked up on it because you picked up on it. But I did a live video yesterday about about the health vet, and it came up when I did it on my phone, and it came up while I was doing it. It was just to me. It wasn't broadcasted at all, and then I posted it. And then within about, I don't know, half an hour, I went and looked back at it again to see how many views it had gotten. It was like 12, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right. And so I went back and figured that out. I deleted it actually and redid it. And I don't know, it was up to like 300 and something within hours. But here's the other thing I just learned about those stupid live videos. As uncomfortable as you are doing them, and as crappy as your lighting is, oh, is that it? But as crappy as your lighting might be, it gets pushed out. It doesn't matter. That's where Facebook is going. Facebook is going towards that raw material. They don't want the, you know, super polished crap anymore. They want this live stuff, this raw stuff that, you know, and even after you post your video, even that next day, 24 hours later, you're still getting views on it because Facebook is pushing it to the forefront. And so if you...
I had like 2 or 3 people share my last video. It was crazy.
About the vulnerability. But
did you hear that?
Yeah, about your vulnerability.
Yeah, I had like a couple people share it.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, is that Facebook is actually pushing those out. So when you do a live video, it goes out to more people than you can even think of because that's what they're into right now. And that may change in 6 months. They may go back to pictures with bad lighting. I don't know. But right now, what's cool are the videos. And here's the other thing that I, again, accidentally experimented with was the day before I did, so Tuesday, I did a post. Well, actually that one did pretty well. I don't remember. I did a post recently before I did that live video that didn't have very many likes on it. It was like, 40 or something. And then I did that live video, and then Thursday, the post that I did today has gotten huge likes because people are still seeing my video and Facebook is pushing my name out there. So people are seeing more of my stuff, even though it has nothing to do with anything. It was about the kids going back to school, but whatever, who cares? Whatever. But the point is that if you're doing live video, your stuff is getting out there more. So I think it's a little annoying, live video, if you're not doing it right. But if you are, and you keep it short and you keep it concise, it can be really effective. Not even what you're talking about. Let's say you get up there and you talk about, I organized my tea today in my cabinet. It's going to get out there. And so then the next day, when you post something about, hey, y'all should join my fitness group, my challenge group, guess what? It's going to get out there because your stuff is already being pushed out there by Facebook. And I'm not saying you should go out there and do 7 live videos a week. That's annoying. It was, kind of back in the day when I think Nikki and I even talked about it when Nikki first became a coach, about the fact that we didn't want to hijack our Beachbody, our wall to Beachbody. Like, I don't know, didn't we talk about that, Nikki? Who was that? Or maybe it's Kimberly. I think it was Kimberly used that word. I don't know.
I may have.
But we talked about that.
Yeah, that's probably me.
I think it was you. And I think Nikki and I had the same discussion, different words used, but same discussion about the idea that I don't want to turn my Facebook page into a billboard for Beachbody. And I don't think anybody does. Maybe some people, maybe Amy Silverman does, but whatever.
Some people do.
No, I think they do. But, you know, some people
I think it's because I saw another fairly new coach who was doing that, and so I just kind of didn't want to go that direction.
And you haven't. You've stayed very true to what you do.
What I agree with Kimberly, yours are awesome. I just think your posts and everything are awesome. But Kimberly, you hit the point of short.
Yes. Yeah.
There's too many of them out there that have like 10 minutes, 8 minutes, and I'm going, I'm not going to listen to a live. Yours was 2 minutes. Yours was 2 minutes. Perfect.
Oh, mine was short.
Yes.
And you know, here's the thing too. If you're talking about a subject that's not Beachbody related, you're talking about something not Beachbody related. You're talking about, like Kimberly did vulnerability the other day, which was awesome, not Beachbody related. You do want to get people on and interacting with you, and you do have to stay on longer in order for that to happen, because what happens is Facebook is actually generating watchers for you. They're looking for people who are online, and they're telling them right now this person's live, and they're looking for people that are online, they are your friends. So, you know, if that's the case, if that's what your goal is to get people to interact, you do have to stay on for 5 to 6 minutes. But if your goal,
well, I can understand.
Yeah, I think that's actually the minimum is like 5 to 7 minutes, because if you do cut it too short, then you might not have any viewers. So I think a lot of it just depends on your content.
Yep, I totally agree. Like my thing with the health bet the other day, didn't matter if anybody was on or not with me. I wasn't looking for interaction. I was just trying to share information. So I think when you're trying to share information, short and sweet is the best way to go, because you can do a 2-minute soundbite. People will get all the information. People will actually listen to it all the way to the end because it's short. But when you're trying to get, like what Kimberly did, when you're trying to get interaction with people and you're trying to, you know, get people to get on board with you about something that's un-Beachbody related, but to take a step into your world, you do have to stay on for longer. And that's okay too, because that post, that live video generated a ton of discussion, and and people shared it. So Kimberly, you know, when somebody shares that, that's hundreds of people that are going to see your video that aren't your friends, and are going to go, maybe 10 of those are going to go, hey, she's kind of cool. Go over to your page, check you out, and be like, dude, I got to get on board with this chick. That's good stuff. Mine's not going to get shared. It really wasn't to be shared necessarily, and I wouldn't expect it to be. But, you know, I think when you're interacting with people, and that's the goal of your live session, I think that's important. And the other thing I think that's important, and I heard this, and maybe it was today on the wake up call, or maybe it wasn't, I don't remember. I listened to a lot of things today, I was bored, is that when you are live, and I know Kimberly's really good about this, and I learned it while we were in Nashville,
You turn it down.
that you kind of have to call people out, you know, when they hop on, like, hey, Steve, good to see you here. Or, you know, you don't have to talk to them, you don't have to do anything, but, you know, hey, how's it going? You know, hey, thanks for joining, you know, as you're going. But they also say not to do that for more than about 90 seconds. So after 90 seconds, just go. Blinders on. Don't look at who's joining. If somebody comments and asks a question, clearly address it. But, you know, just for the people who are joining that are saying, hey, you don't need to call them out. But in the beginning, you do, because the more you do that, the more likely they are to interact with you. And when they interact with you, Facebook picks it up. The more interaction you have on those videos when you're looking for it, the more it'll get pushed out there. So I only got comfortable with it because of Kimberly at Summit when most people thought we were drunk, which I think is hilarious. But we weren't. We were just frickin' tired.
I thought y'all were hilarious.
Well, we were just being silly, but it made me very comfortable on this live thing, because that was so easy, and I'm so glad that I had a partner in crime, because I don't think I'd have done it on my own. And so now I'm not so uncomfortable about it, and I think something that was said on the wake up call this morning, or on Monday, I don't even know what day it is anymore. I'm so lost. I need to take a nap and regroup. But I thought today was Tuesday all day long. I thought it was Tuesday. I think I even put Tuesday on something. It's bad. But something that she talked about today was, you know, write down a list of things you can talk about on live video. and make a running list. Like, keep going. You know, every day, if an idea pops in your head, write it down. And maybe do 2 of them a week. Maybe do 2 live videos a week. And that's it. You don't need to do any more. But if you're looking for interaction, pick peak times. Don't pick lunch. Nobody's on Facebook at lunch. We are a very lazy country. People turn off their computers and go sit and drink and eat, and that's what they do at lunch. And then they come back to work, and guess what?
Well, I don't think
mornings during the week aren't great either. But let me tell you, because what happens, well, people show up at work, and guess what the first thing they do is? They open up Facebook or Instagram or whatever they're doing. But they open up their social media, and they keep it on. Guilty. But anyway, they keep it on. And so I think the key times really are like Sunday night, evening, I guess, maybe after the kids have gone to bed or whatever. That's a great time. Middle of the week, evening. Again, I did mine the other day in the middle of the day, but that was just because I didn't really care if anybody saw it at the moment. I wasn't looking for interaction. So if interaction's what you're looking for, pick a peak time. Don't do it at lunch. Don't do it on Saturday, ever. Always pick I don't give a crap if anybody sees this picture for Saturday. Bad lighting Saturday. But you know, pick good times, and you can Google peak Facebook times, and it'll tell you what the peak times are that people are on, because there's more people on certain times of the day, and it is a pattern, and it is true. So I would definitely highly recommend that if you're going to go live and you're looking for interaction, to pick a strategic time. But I really, really encourage you guys, and I don't know if, Nikki, I don't know if you've even done one yet. Have you? Did I miss it?
Haven't done one.
It's time.
How about Sunday night?
Do it.
Sunday night.
Do it. Sunday night, 8 o'clock your time.
Sunday night.
Kids are gone to bed. Parents are sitting there trying to catch up because they didn't look at Facebook on Saturday, because nothing good is on Saturday on Facebook. So Sunday night, and pick a topic, make some notes, put it on a place where people won't know. Can you see that I'm looking at something right now that's not the camera? A little bit, maybe?
No.
So I'm looking at my hand that's on the side of my computer. That's where I put my sticky note when I'm doing a live video, so I can look back at it. And sometimes I don't do them, but it's helpful for your first one, because you'll be all flustered and weird. And so just so you're not flustered and weird, the only reason I wasn't flustered and weird when I did the first one was because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning and I was laying in bed with Kimberly. So it didn't matter. I was so tired at that point. So really, the more you do it, the more you get used to it, and the more comfortable you'll be, and then it'll be no big deal. And it takes like 5 or 6 times, and then you'll be like, why did I wait so long to do this? But don't wait. Don't miss the boat.
Right.
Don't miss the boat on the live video thing, because right now that's what's hot.
Okay.
And then one more unrelated topic. This is my theme tonight. I just went to this emergency pony club meeting, and I had like 3 topics that I wanted to get heard, and they were all unrelated. And I'm like, okay, on an unrelated note. But I just wanted to give you one more unrelated note, and it's really not so much for the 2 of you, but it's for the rest of the team. And I recorded this, so I want other people to watch this, because I know Kimberly's really good and comfortable at this, and I'm pretty sure you are too, Nikki, so it's really not for the 2 of you, but I'm going to say it anyway. When I first became a coach, I was really uncomfortable with wearing Beachbody stuff, t-shirts and stuff like that. I was like, ooh, it's like a walking billboard. I don't like it. You know, I was really uncomfortable with it. And the more I did it, the more I was like, it's just my shirt. I mean, if I'm going to wear a polo shirt, I'm advertising polo. So what's the difference, right? But I found that it's really effective. Right. The wear and share is really, really effective. Even if it's just that you're walking through the airport with a Shakeology shirt on, and nobody's going to stop you to talk about it, think about all those people that just saw Shakeology and go, I have to go sit at the airport for an hour waiting for my plane. what's that Shakeology stuff? I'm going to look it up. Right? So, you know, even if it doesn't help your business, it helps Beachbody. And we are a team, so we should do that. But I think the other thing is, and this goes back to Facebook, is product placement without selling. Have you heard about this? This is another unrelated topic a little bit, but it's not, because it's similar to wear and share. So if you have your Team Beachbody hat on and you take a picture with your dog, I don't even notice it sometimes anymore. Like, I'll have a Beachbody hat on and take a picture with the dog or the kids, or Shakeology hat with the kids. And then I realize, oh, how funny. I just did a Beachbody post and didn't mean to, because you're putting it in there because it's your lifestyle, not because you're like, hey, look at me, I drink Shakeology every day. You're not doing that. You're just saying, this is who I am, you know? And I think it's really important for your people to know who you are and to know what you're about. And, you know, all three of us right here are really good proof that this stuff works. And, you know, I think Kimberly recently, and I think she's probably now in a tunnel of some sort, recently had somebody tell her that they didn't know that she was a Beachbody coach. And I'm like, really? How in the world did they not know that you're a Beachbody coach? Like, it's so obvious, in a non-obvious kind of way, but it's obvious to me in a good way that she's putting herself out there. You too, Nikki. I'd be shocked if somebody said, oh, I didn't know you were a Beachbody coach. I'd be like, you big doofus, because it's obvious, but not.
I actually had a few.
See, I know. And so.
No, let me tell you, I've had one. No, I've had one that I've actually told, and they
still don't know. So I wanted to tell you.
You know, Peanut.
Right. I wanted to tell you, though, that Shay talked about this in our Next Level Leadership. I don't think either of you were in that group. Were you? Don't think so. Shay
I'm in the Next Level.
No, that's this new Next Level Leadership based on the original Next Level Leadership training. But, and I don't know if we'll get to that video.
No.
I don't know if we'll get to this video that that I'm going to refer to, but maybe we will. And maybe you'll be like, oh, Kim said that. But Shay was talking about product placement in your pictures and like your hat or your t-shirt or whatever. Like Shay did a post the other day. She had that really cute purple Shakeology t-shirt on. I bought one myself. She was doing tree pose outside, and all she was talking about was, I'm tired of being inside. I want to exercise outside. Exercise, Shakeology, didn't even have to say it. But Becky Hilty did a killer post the other day. Y'all can go look it up about, and I should have messaged her and told her how good it was because I just loved it. It was so stinking subtle. But she did a post, it was probably 2 days ago, that was talking about, I can't even remember what it was talking about. It was like, it wasn't about Shakeology. It wasn't about Beachbody. It was about nutrition or healthy eating or something. But in the picture was her Beachbody Performance stack and her bag of Shakeology. Post had nothing to do with Beachbody, but the stuff was in the picture. You know, like you're on a hike and you sit down at a rock and you want to take a selfie. Where's your Shakeology water? Where's your Shakeology shaker cup with your water in it? Is it right next to you? Is it sitting on the rock? You know, you're not talking about Shakeology. You're not talking about exercise. You're not talking about joining your dang team. It's just there. And so I think it's the same thing as when you're going through an airport and people look at you and they say, what is that? I've seen that before. I'm going to go look it up. You know, with the wear and share, I think it's the same way on Facebook, that you don't even, Kimberly could be on there talking about vulnerability with her cute little pink tank that says Beachbody Coach on it. It has nothing to do with Beachbody. But then everybody knows at that point, all 400 and some odd people that saw that video know that she's a Beachbody coach, even though she never said, I'm a Beachbody coach, join my team. She never did that, but she had it on, and it was product placement without being weird, and I loved it. So I think that that's really important. Go look at Becky Hilty's post. And the other person who's really good about that is Patty Huss. Really good about that. She'll have her shaker cup or her hat on or a t-shirt or something and be talking about her daddy. And not that she's trying to use her dad to sell things. She's not. But the point is that people know who you are and what you're about every time you're on there, or not every time, but when you're on there, and people can go through your timeline when somebody sees one of your posts, that maybe somebody shared a post of yours. Like I have this one woman who shares every single post I put up about my dog. And she's like an 85-year-old woman I've never met in a day in my life. She friended me. I sent her a message and said, "Who the heck are you, girlfriend?" She's like, "I'm an 85-year-old grandma, and I love your animal posts about your horses and your dogs, and you're just so cute." And she was like, "All right, whatever." Every single time I post a post about Fozzie, she shares it. So all of her friends are seeing my post about Fozzie, and maybe every once in a while they click on my name and they go see what I'm about. And I hope that my wall tells a story about who I am, and that they don't question it and go, "Is she a Beachbody coach? Does she drink a protein shake? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
I'll go get myself a protein shake because she looks cool."
Well, one of mine that I've got to where I'm hoping to get by August, getting something, is someone that has been following me for about 3 months, a friend of a friend. And he said he's been just following me and following the posts. And then finally, when I sent out the invite, I told you, I was going for my 500 no's this month. He actually responded to that. So
that's awesome.
So that's what, making your Facebook page how you like to do it and how you like to do it properly and positively.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you were just saying.
With pictures that are well lit.
Yeah. And that.
Yes.
I don't, everybody says, you need to put your disappointments out there. And I was like, yes and no. I mean,
I think you have to be careful. I think you have to be careful with that. Because there are certain things that don't need to be shared. So you kind of have to be careful with that. Yeah. I think
I do. And again, you have to be you.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to go out there and share my struggles with my, family.
I'm not sharing my lowest. No. Family or anything.
Pretty dang happy to go out there and share about the fact that I had the worst gas on the planet today, because it's funny, and I don't care if people know that. But I'm not. I'm about to fart right now. I'm going to record this and I'm going to put it on our page, but whatever. One of the, I will say, this is funny. This is funny, and it's funny because it got a ton of likes. Okay, so I have IBS. I don't care. I was boxering with Tracy Adams one day, and I was in my car, and it was summertime, and the seats were hot, and I'm boxering. I'm physically talking blah, 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 and I let out the biggest fart, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just farted on Boxer, and I went ahead and completed my sentence and my thought and everything, and then I got off of it. And about 10 minutes later, she put a post up on Facebook. That time when you're boxering with a friend and she farts and you hear it. And she got 150 likes and 40 comments on it because people relate to that stuff. It's funny. And people go, "Oh, right, that happened to me," or, whatever. They're like, "Oh yeah, I was in a meeting the other day and I farted and everybody heard it," And, the stuff like that's funny. And I think that's what people relate to. And then that's a struggle. I'm not kidding you. But, I think you have to be careful about the things that you share. And I do honestly feel like, yes, you have to share your struggles, but your struggles always, this is my opinion, have to have a solution. Because I think if you start sharing negative things, people stop looking and caring, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you big whiner," and I think it's great to share your struggles, but until you have a solution to that struggle, keep it to yourself. When you have a solution, whatever that struggle is, whether you're farting nonstop, but hey, you found this great stuff called Shakeology that has digestive enzymes in it and helps you stop farting, that's when you share it. You don't go out there and go, "My gosh, my stomach, I look like a 6-month-old pregnant woman." You don't do that. That's whiny.
No.
So I think it's important that if you're going to share your struggles, and I do think you should, and I have, that the end point is already there.